Hey guys, it's Steve Zariello here at Olympia Fitness and Performance, and I have a quick little pre-round warm-up for you. This one's really easy, doesn't require a ton of equipment, really it only requires a couple of golf clubs. You can use a med ball for some of the exercises if you want, but you don't absolutely need it. This is something that you can do either at home before you go to the course, or you can do it at the course. I understand that some people don't want to be warming up at the course. You might feel a little out of place doing it there. So it's fine if you do it at your house before you go out for your round. So it's 3 exercises. You're gonna do each one for a few reps. You wanna go through 2 rounds of the whole thing. Doesn't matter if you do the first exercise for 2 rounds and then the second exercise for 2 rounds, or if you wanna go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. However you wanna set it up, just do it in the right order. So the first one we're gonna do is called a hip airplane. A really simple drill to try and open up a little bit of hip rotation, both internal and external rotation. So when we get set up in our golf stance, our lead foot on the downswing is going to be internally rotating. So we're internally rotating into this hip, we're externally rotating at this leg. It's the exact opposite in the backswing. So we want both of those to be primed before we start playing. So in order to do a hip airplane, all I'm going to do is set up with something to stabilize on here. I'm going to bring my leg back behind me, and I'm going to try and rotate my hip into my leg, and then I'm going to open it all the way back up in the opposite direction. And then rotate back down, open it back up. So do about 6 to 8 of those on each leg and then move on to the next thing. If you want to make it a little more challenging and you really want to focus on your balance, stand on one leg, don't use any assistance, put your arms across your chest and try to achieve the same thing. It's much more challenging to do it this way, and the goal is really just to open up your hips, so we don't necessarily need to do the movement without the assistance. The second exercise is a lateral lunge with an upper body rotation. So for this, I want to grab one of my clubs. I'm going to start off standing tall. I want to put the club out in front of me. I'm going to step out into a lateral lunge, and then again, I'm turning into that lead leg. So I really want to try and turn my entire torso here, try and turn my chest, and then stand back up. Step out to the side, turn into that stance, that lead leg, stand back up. This is going to start to warm up your lower body, give you a little bit more flexibility in your hips, and it's really going to start to open up your thoracic spine. So we need our thoracic spine to open up as we go through our swing. When we open up our thoracic spine, it lets us rotate a lot smoother. The last one that I'm going to show you is a split stance diagonal chop. So this is to start priming our nervous system so that we can produce a little bit more power and swing a little more freely. This is the one that you can do with a medicine ball. You can do it with a band instead if you'd like, or you can just grab a couple clubs if you don't have anything with you. So you're going to get set up in a split stance. So I got 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. I'm going to take both clubs and take an overhand grip on them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and chop down with some speed toward the front leg. Again, you're working on that internal hip rotation as you do this, so we're turning into that front leg. The internal rotation is the part that most people struggle with. Most people have good external rotation, so they're really good at turning their feet out this way. They're not so good at turning their feet in this way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get set up in that position, start with both hands on the clubs, start up here. You're gonna chop down fast, come back up nice and slow. Down fast, up nice and slow. While we're doing this, we wanna make sure we don't round our back and drop down. Starting here and just pulling down, your hip should come down a little bit and you're just turning into that lead leg. You're gonna do that one for about 5 to 6 reps each side. And again, you're gonna do all of these for 2 sets.